All righty, we only have 12 seconds left, but we'll get started here momentarily. I think we're all set. Is the frequency in use? I didn't hear anybody. Very good. This is K4PEW and net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Is there an emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. If you had an emergency when you're waiting for me to ask for that, it must be no emergencies, unless you need to run down the store and pick up some cigarettes or a quart of beer. If anybody has any emergency traffic, just jump in there. If you have a medical emergency, or I'm not sure what else would be an emergency from your home, but that would be a good one. Just jump on the thing and just yell, scream, tell us who you are, and we'll come get you. Net may be broken anytime. For information on this net, you can see us on YouTube right now. You can either look it up on YouTube under the word Brain Trusts. It's one word, BRAINTRUSTS, or under my call, which is easier, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. That's in the search block on YouTube. It should bring it right up. Or you can look on, let's see, our website, which is 146415.net, 146415.net. There's some interesting information about, well, at least I think it's interesting, on the Simplex and how much fun we have here. And also you can hear us or see us on groups.io. It's really not much to see there, but it does have the ability to sign up for being on our email list and get all our wonderful, informative emails. Some fun, mostly about ham radio. Also, what else do we have? Oh, yeah, so you can also look us up. You can email me at k4pew@arrl.net, k4pew@arrl.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday, and we conduct the net on 146.415 FM Simplex. If you didn't know that, you wouldn't be hearing me. The purpose of the net is to support and train ham radio train ham radio operators to have fun. It's just training ham radio operators to realize this is fun. Better be fun, or I wouldn't do it. And it also helps in the long run because everybody tends to increase their capacity for what their shack can do, what their antennas can do, what their radios can do, and increases their ability to get on the radio. And if we ever had to in an emergency, but mostly we just do it for fun in the intro. And we also do announcements relating to the ham radio community and any other community events within reason. I don't think we're advertising tractor pulls this week, but we do have the big thing today is we do have the net that starts right now. And let's see where we have. Oh yeah, after the 2-meter net, we've got the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. And then after that, we're going to have the upper sideband net on 144.240, 144.240. And then Tuesday night, we've got a Simplex net, and then that's actually on 146.430 in Bowling Green. 146.430 in Bowling Green, and that's at 7:30 p.m. And then the 7:30 they also have here in this area locally is the WEMA's emergency preparedness net on the 147. No, it isn't either. It's on the Watertown repeater, but if you're on the mailing list, you know which one that is. And then next week, besides that, we've got the Saturday breakfast. Besides the Simplex night, we have on Wednesday night, which is the same frequency as they're on right now, at 8 o'clock. But the breakfast at Courtney's, which is next Saturday, 8 a.m. or sooner. You can even show up later. We're usually there till 10:30, just chewing the fat. And then, of course, next Saturday also is the winter field day. It starts. So if you're interested in that, the Lebanon, the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club has a site set up, planned for that. You can show up and meet them over there and have a good time. If you have any questions about that, either email me or contact the people over at the Wilson Amateur Radio Club. Need any fill or any questions about the announcements? Please go ahead. Okay, no fill. Well, then we'll start taking check-ins. This is net number 554, and we're starting from the north tonight. And I don't think I have anything else to tell you. That should be about it. Remember now, after this, the buy, sell, swap, and swindle. I know there's a couple of things already for sale that get put up on the reflector tonight on the groups.io site. And then again, after that, we're going to do the 144.240 upper sideband net. Say again? Did somebody need information, or was that just an accidental key up there? All right, nothing heard. Okay, I want to start taking check-ins from the north. Please come down.
W9, BLQ, KJ4HUV.
Hey, hold on one second there. I got Dennis in there, and I heard Ray and Zoe in there right after, kind of on top of each other. But Dennis, how was your trip?
It was great. I just got home. I couldn't wait to get out here and heat the shack up and see what I missed. It was a pretty uneventful trip. I worked. It was a working vacation. I dropped my cell phone in the Caribbean yesterday, so my cell phone is now defunct. I'm waiting to get it fixed. But other than that, I'm glad to be back. I guess there was a pretty bad windstorm when I left because I have a huge tree down in my yard, but my antenna's still up, so that's good.
Yeah, what do you mean? You dropped it in the Caribbean and then picked it up again?
Well, you're not going to believe. I was sitting in a lawn chair on the beach, and I got up. I forgot that my phone was in my lap, and it dropped. My phone dropped into dry sand, and before I could reach down to pick it up, which was less than 2 seconds, a huge wave, which had not come up that far, washed right over my phone.
Ah, so you actually dropped it in the sand, then the Caribbean attacked it.
That's exactly what happened.
That's funny. Because if you actually dropped it in the Caribbean, that would either be considered deep sixing something, that's normally, or you dropped it in Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah, dropping it would have been dumb. But I actually was, I was a good ways away from the water when I sat down, and the tide kind of came in a little bit while we were sitting there. And it was kind of washing up around where my feet were, but where the phone dropped was 3 or 4 feet from where any wave had hit.
That's good old Murphy's Law in action.
It is, and what's funny is the phone worked for the rest of the day, but it won't charge. That's how it's broken. But anyway, I'm just glad to be back, and nice weather for January 18th, man. Thank you for what you do, Paul. Back to that, W9BOQ.
Yes, obviously you haven't seen the weather forecast. It's going to go below 30 tonight and then below 20 tomorrow night.
Well, I got the house all heated up again, right? I turn the heat off when I go out of town, or at least way down.
All right. Well, very good. That was Dennis. Great signal. He's back in town. He was, people didn't know, he was on a working, he went out on a cruise ship for a week in the Caribbean, working, playing in the band. I guess he played for a band, or is it just that he played the organ? I don't know which.
I played 3 different bands, 4 shows.
Oh, 4 shows a day, really? So how many hours was that?
No, 4 total. I did 2 shows with one band, 1 show with one band, and no, I did 5 shows total. So anyway, it was just, I didn't hardly have to work at all. It was nothing.
I can see that of you. How many days were you going?
Saturday to Saturday.
You had 7 days, and you only did 5 shows? Man, I want a job like that.
Yeah, well, I don't get paid for this when I'm not working, but yeah, it's a free cruise. My wife gets to go for basically nothing, and I get paid. And the only thing is, it's a pretty heavy-duty partying cruise. They drink a lot of alcohol, and I don't drink anymore, so it wasn't really that much fun as it used to be. So I kind of I ate free food. I did a lot of walking, and I hung out in my cabin.
Yeah, no, I got it. Sounds like a good time, really. You don't have to drink. Nobody was forcing you. But no, that's neat. That's neat. I mean, you get paid to kind of take a vacation, I guess, more or less.
Yes, in my whole career, taking vacations was a loss of income for me. Like if I spent $1,000 on a vacation, I'd probably lose about $1,000 worth of work. So it would cost me about $2,000 to go on vacation.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that's when you're making that big money, man. What's $1,000? You know?
All right, back to that. This will take forever if we go this long.
I know. wanted to welcome you back. You've been gone a week, and my wife actually said, "Where's Dennis? I haven't heard him on the air." She says, he's out of town, man. He ain't getting on the air this week. Anyway, good to have you back, Dennis. And again, Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar, Quebec, and he's in Castellan Springs after his working vacation down in the Caribbean on a cruise ship. I'm just hoping they didn't put you in steerage for your birthing. And next up was Ray. Ray, what's up?
Well, it's still raining. Now it's going to cool off. Going to be interesting. It's that dummy up on the hill that's through my daughter-in-law run through the front of my shop this evening.
What through the shop? I didn't catch that.
Run his car through the front of my shop.
You ran the car right into your shop?
Run it through the front of it.
Man, that's a lot worse than dropping your cell phone in the water.
Yeah. It's still sitting out there. A little ill, so I just figured I'd stay in the shack, cool off, then I can deal with him.
I hope nothing serious was damaged aside from his car.
Well, it been tickled me to death to tore his car off pieces, but that wood and metal they give for that car.
Yeah, I got you. Well, nobody was hurt, right?
Well, now it was a runaway car.
Oh, it wasn't even occupied?
No. He got out of it and it took off.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not a good one. Well, I'm just glad nobody was hurt, and the insurance is going to pick up. You're going to get a brand new shack out of it.
But no, they'll just fix the doors, or I will one. It ain't really bad, but it's just, God, what was he thinking?
Well, that's the point. That's the point, Ray. He wasn't thinking.
But anyway, besides that, it's pretty been old nasty day today. We're gonna wind up with some cold days, so I'm gonna get on the computer and on the phone, order up the rest of my parts, my tower, my antenna, and all that junk. See if I can't get it in here next week. Order me 2 toys. I don't know if they're gonna work or not. You've ordered me 2 HTs. They say they'll reach up to 50 miles. I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to try them out.
Yeah, if you're standing on top of a tower, they'll reach out 50 miles.
I mean, what it says on the ad.
Well, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'm willing to sell you, man.
Well, I got some swampland in Mississippi I'd like to sell too.
Those HTs, they get out maybe 5 miles.
Yeah, well, people could tell the truth for life depended on.
No, that's good. Well, I'm glad that you didn't have any serious damage over there, and I hope your wife's doing well. And appreciate you both being in there. That's Ray and Zoe in Cottontown, and KJ4GMR and KJ4HNV. Good to have you in there, Ray. And yeah, I'm anxious to see when your tower is done.
Oh yeah, we'll get it. Take a little time now. I'm putting everything together. I got everything, pretty well laid out. It'll warm up next week. I'm gonna jump out there and start putting the tower together. How easy that's gonna be for one of us. So I'm gonna get out there and kind of go to sliding it together. See if I can't get the bolts in it. Go to putting the plates in it, get the tower measured out, and the mass pipe all measured out. I've got to go get me a piece of Schedule 80 or 90 piece of pipe go in the tower. I can't find my other one, so I got out there looking for it, couldn't find it, so I'm gonna have to go buy one. Anyway, good to be on the net. Y'all have a good. Glad you keep hanging in there on this net. KG4GMR.
Yeah, very good. And again, it was Ray, KJ4GMR, and Zoe by proxy there, KJ4HNV. Who else north? Please come on.
KB9RKK.
Hey, Frank. You doing any good today?
Yeah, doing good. Except for the hump going through my speakers. I just got to put new speakers in here. I'm going to have to shield them.
Oh, still, I know. Why do we always have to deal with that?
Well, it's because of my stupid attic antenna. I know that'll go away. That's how I'll deal with it. Move the antenna outside.
Well, that will help it out quite a bit. You're right. Yeah, I've had that same. I think I told you I was operating 10 meters in my attic antenna, and it was a dipole up there, and my garage door was opening and closing. Didn't realize it for a while.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. No, I had my neighbor's touch lamp go on, off, brighter, off every time I heat up.
That's funny. Everything else going all right for you?
Yeah, a little bit tired. I rearranged the entire room up here, including the little station here. I got a different, basically a different desk for it, and I had to rearrange everything. And it's like, it looks so simple till you start doing it, and you're like, oh, when is this going to get done?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I don't do it anymore. I just leave it a mess. All right, well, very good, Frank. I'm glad you're in there. I'm glad. I'm glad you got the shack straightened out, but you got to get that antenna outside. I mean, having a J pole in the attic. I'm gonna start listing people that got people that have J poles just to make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, that's why. That way, the more pressure, the faster I get. This spring, it'll be spring. As soon as the weather warms up, yeah, we'll get it done. I got everything pretty much ready for it. I just got to get I'm gonna get one of those. We're gonna rent, I guess, one of them lift trucks, the trailers with the bucket lift on the back.
Oh yeah, no, you're no, you got a great signal to me. I don't know how it goes for everybody else on the net here, but you've got a great signal to me. So that's not really the issue. The issue is just getting something. If you're outside, you're gonna do fantastic. Even with the J pole, you'd be fantastic. Anyway, that was Frank. He's up in Northwest Wilson, Kilo Bravo 4, Romeo Kilo Northwest Wilson. Who else north?
WV0NOL.
K3CTP.
Hold on, K3CP. Hold on one sec. K3CPT, and that's Brian up there in Hendersonville, and I got Mark in up there by the weather station. Is it colder by the weather station?
Yeah, it's I don't know, maybe a half mile from me, maybe a mile, something like that. It's not far. But anyway, good evening to the net, and don't really have much to add. So we went to a concert last night down at the Skimmerhorn. That was fun.
What was going on down at the Skimmerhorn?
Foreigner was in town.
Oh, we saw them the last time they were in town.
Yep. They put on a great show. And a bunch of old people rocking in the aisles down there.
Who are you calling old, man?
Yeah, well, I'm including myself in that group.
Yeah, no, I know. They do put on a good show. They're a good group, and my wife was particularly fond of them, as a group, and she'd seen them several times live back when they were all one piece back, 20 years ago, 25 years ago?
Yeah, maybe even 40 years ago.
Yeah, I forget when they started, really. I never did much keep up with the groups. I just kind of knew the songs I liked, and they had some great songs. Anyway, anything else going up good for you up there by the weather station?
No, it's pretty quiet up here. Just resting up after a big night out. So carry on. We'll let you go on to the next one. WV0NOL.
Very good. That was Mark. Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar. He is up by the weather station here in North Mount Juliet, or I think it's still Mount Juliet. Anyway, Wilson County. And I think I got Brian in there. Is it do I have that right? I want to make sure I did write it down. It's Kilo Alpha 3 Charlie Papa Tango, right?
No, you had Kilo Alpha 3. Sorry. Oh, I'm having all kinds of trouble with this radio. But I did find out that these LED lights, floodlights I have in my basement, were making a tremendous amount of noise on 2 meters. So that's why I couldn't hear you guys last Wednesday.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Hit me right with that call again. I got to get it straight one of these days. It's Charlie what? Now the noise is killing you again. I've heard the first part, but not the second part.
Charlie Tango Papa.
All right, very good. I thought I had it backwards, but very good. Yeah, no, be good when you get that all squared away too, because yeah, that lighting issue is a problem, and I guess you are eventually going to get an antenna outside, right? Yeah. Now, what radio are you on now? Yeah, I didn't get any of that. Your signal strength is S7, but your audio is all just muffled because it's got all that hash in there. So I'm not sure why it sometimes comes through and other times does not.
Well, I might try something a little bit. See if we can get this duplexer out of the way.
Yeah, no, that transmission I could hear clearly. Anyway, how much power are you running there, Brian?
Well, I think it's about 45 watts.
Yeah, you should be doing much better. There's obviously some interference issues with that hash in there, or whatever was going on. And then, but otherwise, the signal strength was good. S7 and clear audio when it's not all hashed up. Anyway, that was Brian. He's in Hendersonville. It's Kilo Alpha 3 Charlie Tango Papa, and working through some issues there, finding out what was causing some interference. He was unable to check in last week, just apparently because of the same kinds of issues, which he obviously got, I think, finally figured out today. I'm glad to hear that. If you need any help with that, Brian, but I don't think you do. But if you do, let us know. And again, Brian in Hendersonville, Kilo Alpha 3 Charlie Tango Papa. Who else north? Over to the west?
November 4, Delta, Juliet, Tango.
Very good, Don. What's up with you, man? You getting ready for some shrinkage on your towers and antennas and feed lines because of the 28-degree weather in the morning?
I hope I don't get any shrinkage. Nobody likes shrinkage. I'm all good. I'm not worried about nothing. It's all pretty up there, even though it's temporary. It's still up in the air. Nothing else going on here. It's just puttering around the shack, and I've purposely avoided going out anywhere for the last week and a half. Not even going into the office. 100% working from home because it's like that flu and crud season. And I go into the office and all these people with kids that are just germ factories, and I always end up getting sick. So I avoided it, and the one place I went out to was to refill a prescription. And then while I was out, I went to Kroger, and sure enough, picked something up.
Yeah, the fact is, when you go someplace, you can't touch anything, and if you do touch something, you can't touch yourself afterwards.
Yeah, so probably I think out of the car in the pharmacy, I went through a drive-through, so something with Kroger, probably off a shopping cart, or the creepy dude that was in line behind me sniffling. So I was just like, nah, I'll stop behind, no big deal. Otherwise, tomorrow I'm gonna probably relax and rehydrate. Working the VHF contest, I haven't made a lot of contacts. I've made a few. I got FTA working on this 9700, and now I can run it on both rigs simultaneously, which is cool. So I can work 6 and 2 at the same time. So I probably made about, I don't know, a dozen between 6 meters and 2 meters. So yeah, it was, wasn't super exciting, but it was contact, right?
Oh yeah, well I saw the video. Nice short little bit. It was the shortest video in a long time from anybody. But yeah, was that 2 separate monitors, or did you have them both on the same monitor?
That one was on the same monitor. Yeah, I use the other monitor usually for displaying my QRZ log, and then of course I'm chatting with people, surfing the web, and then everything else. That's why I got the 32-inch monitors, because I can fit all my radio stuff pretty much on one, and they don't really overlap all that much.
Right. Don just put up a video. If you look him up, is on YouTube. You can just do a search on Don Thorpe, DONTHORPE. See his little video. There's a couple of videos there. You probably appreciate both of them. Anyway, good to have you in there, Don. I'm glad things are going well. Don is in Bon Aqua with a great signal for where he is. He does fantastic. He's 40. I think I said 45 miles from me. Whiskey 4 Delta Juliet Tango, and again in Bon Aqua. Who else? West.
KM4YRF.
Excellent, Michael. You doing all right? Appreciate the clarification on that call sign.
Yeah, no problem. Whenever really good to me. It's like 30 over.
Interesting. Yeah, something was bothering it because I have a hard because if you could hear him clearly, as soon as you said you jumped in there, I knew that somebody was hearing him clearly, and I could. I mean, I was just sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't. I don't get that from almost anybody.
Yeah, it was definitely an issue because there was times when I couldn't hear anything except the hash, and then he'd be clear as the bell.
Ah, okay, so yeah, you had the same issue. I thought you were implying you didn't have any issue. No, no, that's a good. That's one of the things the net's good for is clarifying issues and being embarrassed to have a bad signal.
I hear that. Rick will not be checking in tonight. He's in Florida.
Ah, sweet. Is just fleeing justice or just for vacation?
Maybe a little both.
Usually, fleeing family justice would be the issue.
Yeah, he don't have to put up with the kids when he's in Florida.
Oh, that's great. Where did he go? Where did he go in Florida?
Told me, asked me, I could have told you.
I'll just make it up. He went to Fort Lauderdale.
Close.
All right, that was Michael. He's in Belshire, and that's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. He's always filling me in on what he can hear that I can't, and correcting my addition on number of nets. Who else is West? Please come in.
W144 Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Hey, hold on, John. You came in right after Jeff up in Madison. How you doing, Jeff?
Oh, I'm doing just kick back, taking it easy. Enjoying the quiet, I guess. Enjoying a little quiet time.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, see, I don't envy your job because you get to, like we talked about last time. The last time we talked, I guess. And especially not tomorrow morning's pretty cold, but the following, because I don't think you work Sundays, and Monday is going to be what, like 16 or 20 degrees in the morning?
I haven't heard anything else to tell you about. I do work Monday, so I'll be out there in it.
Yeah, well, it's funny. When I worked for a living, didn't matter what the weather was, I still had to go outside.
Yeah, well, I get to drive in it or whatever, I've driven through tornadoes and just about anything else, so just, another day to office.
Yeah, it says it's going to be 16 degrees as a low, and that'll be Monday morning. So, and then Tuesday morning, it'll be 19 degrees. So it's going to be a cool work for anybody working outside this next few days.
Yeah, well, just like if the guys really have to get out there and deal with it, like firefighters and police and the other public safety people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my job was easy compared to people who had to be outside working on building bridges or skyscrapers or working on the docks. It's all. Mine wasn't consistently that, except when I did work construction, but that was only for a couple of years. But everything else going well for you, Jeff?
Yeah, pretty much. Just business as usual. So that's about all I have to comment on.
All right, very good. That was Jeff. Great signal out of Madison. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Again, let's see who else is next. West. Oh yeah, we had Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. It was John. How are you doing, John?
Oh, doing good. What kind of antenna is Jeff on? Is he on a vertical?
Yes.
Okay, because it's strange. He's probably the only station that I can't even get even a flicker on the band scope on.
Huh, because he's got a reasonably good elevation. I think he's got, Jeff, that antenna is that the 510 or the 300? I forget.
Oh, it's the 300, I think. The X300.
Yeah, he's got an X300. I think you heard him there, didn't you?
Yeah, but he's in Madison. Of course, that puts him a lot closer to you than me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But you're not able to copy him at all, or he just got nothing?
No, I have absolutely nothing on him, which is unusual for a West station.
Yeah, no, it is unusual for. Well, he's what, east of you, right, Madison, or actually northeast, is it?
Yeah, he's actually quite a ways northeast of me.
Yeah, no. No, he's got a great signal to me, but obviously it is. I'll have to look up at the terrain between the two of you and see what that is. That you have such a lousy signal.
Yeah, I'll check that on Google Maps because there are quite a few really tall. In fact, from that bearing northeast, the highest hill in Nashville actually blocks him.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I'm interested now that you can't hear him because usually you can hear pretty darn good.
Yes, 9 Mile Hill, and you and I have got sort of a little valley situation since we're a little more almost east, well, almost east northeast.
Yeah, well, he's like I said, he's no more than 20 miles from you. I don't think. I don't know. I don't have it both perfectly on the map here, but you're not that far. Less than 20 miles, I think.
Yeah, you'll see it on the topo. There's a hill called 9 Mile Hill, which is the highest point in Davidson County, and it's almost directly in between he and I.
I gotcha. That's not the one. No, I was just saying that's not the one up there where the hospital is it?
I forget the name of the condos. There's a high-rise condominium. It may be called Wessex Towers. That I think there are one or two repeaters, or it used to be located on the roof of it.
Okay, gotcha. No, not familiar with that terrain issue, but I'll look it up. Everything else going well for you?
Yeah, just busy, but everything's good.
Cool. Glad to hear it. All right, well then we move on then, John. That was Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. John over there in Bellevue. Good signal, but he's realizing he can't hear Jeff, which is kind of unusual for him. So we'll figure that out. We either get one of you to double the height of your antenna, you'll be all set. Who else do we have, West?
There's W14 comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, I can barely hear him. I mean, but he's somewhat audible in noise, but it's I have to really listen close to understand what he's saying. So I guess there is some terrain issues between he and I.
Oh, absolutely, because you're just a fantastic. You and he are both fantastic to me, in terms of signal strength. And yeah, you're only about, I'm guessing about, I don't have the perfect one here, but somewhere around 15 miles. And he's, you're no more than 20 from him, but obviously there's big terrain issues. Anyway, good to have you in there, Jeff. Appreciate the feedback on that. And I'm sure John did too. John, he could barely hear you, just barely breaking the squelch if you didn't hear that. Who else, West? Down to the south, please come in.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hello, Larry. Everything going well?
Yeah, we good here, man. I thought I might be doubling with somebody.
You were just being polite.
Yeah, but when you hesitate, you know how it is.
No, I love it when both parties hesitate and then they both double perfectly. It's it's like they have a timer.
Okay, Paul. Well, let's get on with it. KU4SYV.
Yeah, very good. Hope to see you next Saturday if you're available at the thing at the breakfast. That was Larry, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor in Rockville. Who else, Sal?
Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu.
Well, you're in early tonight there, Tim. How are you doing?
But I'm doing okay. How's this radio sound? I'm on 847.
847. You sound good. Sound really excellent. Let me get back and look at the signal on it. Your audio sounds good.
Yeah, I finally got shells built and got it put in, run it along with the other one.
Well, you're 40 over and you've got, I forget which antenna you have. It wasn't super big, but was it up high enough to get to me? Great.
Yeah, the ARX2B, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the specs are on that, but well, it obviously does well. I'm not sure how it does well to other people. How well are you able to hear other people from your QTH? How well are you able to hear me? Tim, how well do you hear other people? We lost Tim. I'm going to move on then. That was Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu. I don't know what he did. He just had a new setup with his radio, I guess. And now and I didn't hear him at all when he answered. He can come back. You got another chance, Tim? No, must have blew a fuse. Anyway, who else south?
There for you.
Hey, it's up there, Eddie.
Oh, not much. Just fixing to get ready to go to bed here pretty soon. For some reason, I'm sleepy.
Yeah, that's because you're like me. You're getting old. You have to. If I don't take a nap, by the time I eat dinner at night, I'm about ready to pass out.
Yeah, I know the feeling. But thanks for doing that and carry on. W4
Yeah, very good. That was Eddie's in Gladeville, and it's Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-Ray. Just over there, well, if you know where Gladeville is, just east of Mount Juliet Road, a couple of miles, and a little bit south of 40. Who else? Where was I? South.
Hey, can you hear me now, Paul?
Yeah, what'd you do? Turn it off?
I switched radios and didn't have it on the right band. Somebody keeps saying, who you talking to? I don't guess nobody's ever done that, have you?
Nah, never. I've never, ever, ever keyed up on the 12 repeaters and other Simplex stations I've tried to talk to.
Oh, well. Anyway, I went back to my other radio. Is it 40 over also, or is it the audio okay on it?
Audio's fine, but it actually went from 40 over to about 35 over. Or no, what would that be? I'm looking at it backwards on my screen. It's 30. It would be 30 over instead of 40 over, if you can believe it. Just a difference in the radio.
Well, okay. Well, it don't matter as long as you can hear me. All right, man. Sorry about the mess up. Somebody on the 015 was on. Who are you talking? I guess I need to go back and tell them. All right, Paul. Thanks again, man. We'll see you. KR4AZ clear.
All right, very good. That was Tim clarifying that he was on the wrong frequency when he switched antennas, and he further embarrassed himself on a big repeater. Who else? Like nobody's ever done that. What else we got the south? Okay, I had a double in there. What was the last one? Was it a P or a B? That's all I heard.
KN4YQB.
It's KN4YQ. Is that YQP or B?
Papa.
Ah, very good. How you doing tonight?
Hey, how about you?
I'm doing fantastic. I had a light dinner, which usually helps me out from falling dead asleep, but doing fine. I mean, I've just been doing nothing outside because of the rain and drizzle and nasty weather, but I don't think anybody got anything of any consequence done today unless they were working for a living.
Pretty wet, cold day today. I don't miss working out and this kind of stuff, but all in all, I can get a couple of these in while it's happening.
Have you checked in with us before? Because I'm thinking, what's your first name again? I'm sorry.
Dustin?
Yes, okay. I'm sorry. Have you checked in before? Because I don't remember the Dustin name. The call sounds familiar, but I may have heard you somewhere else.
Checked in about 2-3 weeks ago, maybe.
Ah, that's why. That's why. So you're in. I just looked you up there. You're in Laverne. What kind of antenna are you using there, Dustin?
At the moment, I have a J-pole right now, but I am actually ordering a Diamond. I think it's XA30 or something like that. I think that's the model number.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is. Is it a vertical? I take it a single band or a dual band?
Dual band vertical. I think it's only like maybe 5 foot.
Yeah, I don't. I think there's a 300 and a 200 and a 510. I think I'd have to look at the catalog.
Yeah, I've looked at some of those. I'm not trying to talk to space right now, or not trying to break any records on distance and low watts, but it's what I can afford right now. That's pretty much where I'm at. That's where I'm standing at right at the moment until I get a better situation.
Oh no, absolutely. I wouldn't recommend anything else. And you may have heard me say that. It's in ham radio, you get the best antenna you can afford, and that the XY will let you have.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you for letting me on the net, and have a good rest of the night. I'll be listening on YouTube.
Yeah, very good. That was Dustin. It's Kilo November 4 Yankee, Quebec Papa. He's in Laverne, upgrading to, at some point here shortly, to vertical using moving up from the the dreaded J pole in the attic. I find it funny because that's how I started too. That's how a lot of people start. I just find it funny for some reason. Anyway, it's like everybody gravitates toward the J pole because it's simple. It doesn't take up much space. It's just like having a simple vertical without any ground planes on it. So it's just a fun antenna to use though because it just doesn't get out very well, particularly when it's in the attic or taped up against the window. All right. Anyway, Dustin, good to have you in there. Really, I make fun of J poles, but I'm making fun of myself on the sailing. Who else is where was I? South.
Kilo Echo 4, Tango, Juliet,
Hey, Jim, there was a double in there, but Jim, we're taking you first. Everything going well down there in Woodbury?
Oh, yeah. We've had rain. We have wind all day today. I spent the better part of the day out in the barn. Got the wood stove out there fired up, and I bet the bullet squeezed the trigger and drilled holes in my gold wing trunk.
All right. Did everything work out well? Tell me yes.
Yeah, it did. I was stressing over it. My lovely ex-wife wanted to know what was taking so long, and it's like, you only got one shot at this, and you darn well better have everything perfectly lined up before you pull the trigger on that drill and drill a hole in that trunk.
Oh, I agree. That's why I told you, man. It's measure twice or three times and then drill once because you don't want to make a mistake.
Oh man, I had it mocked up with masking tape and taped up on the bike because so it wouldn't move, and I marked and remarked, double checked and rechecked and quadruple checked, and it's like, okay, here goes nothing. So it's mounted, it's centered, it looks good. So we're all a happy little camper.
Oh, I'll bet. Next time she asks you on anything where it's taken so long, you just tell, listen, I'm meditating on how I'm going to build that dirt ramp to get the piano up upstairs.
Oh, before I went upstairs, she did tell me to tell everybody she did say hi.
Ah, very good. You tell Suzanne hello too. Hopefully you guys can come to the next breakfast unless you're out of town again.
I don't have plans of going anywhere till at least April, I think.
Okay, very good. You don't have to be there. No rules.
Well, I was talking about work or going out of town or anything.
No, I understand. You mean you could go possibly depending upon what the schedule's doing for you. Yeah, I was actually thinking about it'd be great if we had a location. We could actually do a live feed like on YouTube or Facebook or something, from not that anybody watch it.
Do what?
Live feed of the breakfast.
Oh. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second, Paul.
Well, why do you? I can't imagine doing a live feed, but it would be kind of boring sitting people watching around drinking coffee and everybody talking at the same time. But I don't know, maybe somebody who's not there would, one of us would like to watch everybody look stupid.
Yeah, watch everybody eat their breakfast. I don't think they get a lot of visitors, but what the heck,
Now you'd probably get some pretty rude comments.
Oh yeah. Anyways, thanks for letting me jump in there in the net today, and good to hear everybody. And I'll be standing by. KE4TYJ back to net control.
Yeah, that's Jim down in Woodbury. He's got a good distance, but he's also got a multi-element beam pointed in our direction. That was Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Great signal as always. Yeah, he was making some modifications to his beautiful Goldwing motorcycle. And he wanted to be careful if you heard him what he was talking about. Once you plan on drilling holes, you only want to do it once the right way. All right, who else we got south? Hey, Scott, I'll just go ahead and do that announcement if you don't mind on that stuff you sent out to the group that's for sale.
Okay, glad it came through. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Check in, we'll listen for that and go to sideband. KE1
All right, hope you're doing all right. Who else we got? Well, he's got that. So you want to hang on if you're looking for an antenna or two. What Scott's got for sale on the buy, sell, swap, and swindle. Who else we got south? So nobody else south and east. Please come in.
WA4ZHI.
Yeah, the one time you're last, James. Almost last. How you doing?
Doing all right. I got a question for you. Remember the guy named Donnie who was a retired policeman? Wonder whatever happened to him. I was wondering if you could tell me his last name or his call.
I believe it's Kilo 4 Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar, I think. And he has been in and out of town. He was out of town for a long time. And in fact, I talked to him, I don't know, a week ago, 10 days ago, something like that. Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Donnie Biggs.
Biggs, Biggs, that's right. Did I get the call? Did I get the call right? K4OFO?
That sounds about right. That's correct.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, see, I guess he's doing all right. I just haven't heard from him. He's got bigger fish to fry than us, I guess. You were able to hear him all right, weren't you, from your location?
I used to hear him. I was just wondering, I think it was a long time ago, 6 months or so ago, he said he was going out to see his daughter or somebody out in Arizona or somewhere way out west.
Yeah, I think he was spending some time out in that area. And I don't know how long exactly, but I told him we missed him. And since I told him that, he hasn't been back. So he must not like us. No, I'm just kidding. He's got other things to do, I'm sure.
Okay, just want to know.
Yeah, very good. Anybody hasn't heard from Dan, have they? Over here in Mount Juliet? I got to ask about Dan. I haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks. All righty. Who else we got? That was James, by the way. Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. Who else, East?
Kilo 4 Whiskey United.
Hey, you can post those, by the way, Bill. Might as well talking to your when you post those things like to the about the winter field day, you can just post it directly to that Mount Juliet site. It's an easy way to get hold of about 88 people.
Yeah, I tried doing that, Paul. I had trouble. I started a new topic or something. I pushed that and it went off into some other AT&T site. I don't know if I've got the old one or the new link or what.
No, it should have been. It's like under MJSS at groups.io. I mean, that's all you have to do in it.
And I did send it to an IO account. I remember, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure how to do it, I guess. It should be just a click on a new topic, I believe, and then it should go to an email, open up an email, I believe. But it just doesn't on mine. I don't know why.
Well, I better double check on that. That needs checking into. Maybe it's something that we haven't got right there. Well, anyway, so you guys all set for the winter field day, I take it?
Yeah, we getting ready for it. It's all pretty well planned out, and I was working today a little bit in the garage, getting some things ready for it, and all we need to do is have some good weather.
Nah, you can't count on that anytime. I mean, try to imagine if we get down to 16 again, you're gonna have you won't even show up.
You're probably right. You saw a disclaimer at the bottom of the email.
That's right. You never know. But again, it's fun nevertheless. I've worked several winter field days. One of them I worked from. I asked when I was a member of that club down in Florida. I said I'm doing a winter field day, and I was doing it from that ship, the American Victory ship. If you look it up online, SS American Victory. And we did the radio room there, and I had access to it. I had keys. If you imagine, I had keys to this big freighter to get in the door there. Anyway, I showed up, and I think it was me and one other guy.
Yeah, we've had some years like that as well. Last year was a real good year because we were inside, but and running wires through a window. But this year will be a little different. We're going to have the trailer out there from WEMA, so it'll be out there along with a fleet of a few others, so support vehicles. So we're looking forward to it. Excuse me, looking forward to it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I appreciate your work on doing that. I'm making a point. What time does that start on Saturday? Is that noon?
Yeah, it officially launches. The actual event starts at 1 p.m. and goes to 1 p.m. on Sunday. We're going to be out there about 9 o'clock or a little after. So my suggestion to everybody is to go to the breakfast, get filled up, get all warm with that warm coffee, fill your mugs, and come on out and visit with us.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be out there for sure. I really am. I don't have any reason I can't. So, All right, well, very good. That was Bill, and he's also part of the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club, and they're having that winter field day with all kinds of good stuff over there at the, what's the name of that place again? I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, it's at Boxwell Scout Reservation, 1265 Creighton Lane in Lebanon. And just the maps are on the site there on the email distribution, and on the site is going to be near the pool, between the pool and the shotgun range out there at Boxwell Scout Camp.
Ah, very good. Yeah, if anybody has any questions about the winter field day at Boxwell Scout Camp up there north of, pretty much due north of Lebanon, is it not? Or is it on 109? Isn't it on 109? North on 109?
Yeah, it's just north of Legardo and on 109. It's in the construction zone, so be very, very careful up there. It's a very dangerous road right now.
Well, at least it's a Saturday. There's not as much traffic as on a weekday. Well, very good, Bill. And again, winter field day. That's next Saturday. If you have questions, you can either contact Bill. His emails, I believe, good on QRZ, or you can ask me to resend an email that gives all the details. And again, Kilo 4 Whiskey Uniform Bill in Possum Town, here in Wilson County. Who else east?
KN4 LXH.
Hey, how you making out there, Jimmy?
Doing pretty good, Paul. I asked you a question about the 991A and the little green and red flags on the spectrum scope.
Yeah.
Well, I got a call back from a Yaesu engineer, and he sort of laughed and says, you're overthinking this problem. The 2-meter band is divided into simplex sections and into repeater sections. And some repeater sections are plus offset, and some are minus offset. So when you tune the VFO across the band and you hit a repeater section, it's a plus offset, the little flag shifts up to the higher frequency, and when you go across a negative offset section, it shifts down. And that's why the little flags do that. But you can always overcome that though.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that's funny. Well, they overthought that too, because on most radios you set it yourself, or they just automatic. They don't need an indication. It's got the minus or the plus that shows up.
Yep, that's right. And also, I was going to put my antenna up on top of the tower, but I discovered the tower base has some problems, so it's going to have to be re-poured, and so it'll be probably a month or so before that'll happen.
Yeah, yuck. Yeah, I hope that works out for you. Be anxious to see. How are you hearing things any better now? But you got the same height on the antenna, right?
Well, I'm hearing a few stations a little better, although there's still about 10% of the stations you talk to that I can't hear at all.
Well, again, I think that's due to your elevation. You're kind of in. I don't remember your elevation compared to mine. You know what your elevation is, Jimmy?
It's 555 or something like that. 535.
Yeah, you figure that's 150 feet lower than me. So you can imagine that your reception is going to be, especially with your antenna only 20 feet off the ground, isn't going to be, even with a great antenna, it's not going to be that great. But you get it up on top of that tower, you're going to be in Fat City,
Yeah, I think so. I'm just wondering if that radiator inside that those nylon tubes, I'm just curious if maybe one of the joints maybe came apart or something like that. But I guess I would know that though.
I would think you would. I would think so. I'm not sure about that, but I know I actually had that problem on a previous attempt on an antenna, and sometimes it'll be intermittent because they'd be sitting right on top of one another. The joints, and if there's any wind, they would make it erratic.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, at any rate, it seems to be doing okay for the height it's at, but need to get it up higher. So I'll turn it back to you. This is Kane for LXH.
Yeah, very good. Of course, your signal is very good to me, but that's not a good indication because it's people outside of me that can't hear you probably. All right, who else? By the way, that was Jimmy, Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel. Again, still working on his tower and getting the antenna up farther in the air, dealing with some issues. He's up near Lebanon Road, northeast here in Montreal. Who else east? There's a man with no problems at all, Stan. How you doing?
Oh, doing good, Michael. How about yourself?
I'm getting along pretty good. I can't believe I can. Well, some nights I wonder if I can stay awake past 9 o'clock, but tonight's fine.
Yeah, I think I stayed up too late last night trying to work DX.
Do you have any luck?
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, conditions were. I noticed that last couple of days they weren't fantastic, but well, let's put this: they weren't good.
Yeah, I think I was waiting too long for the gray line to pass. Trying to work Chad. Maybe tonight.
Oh, really? Chad's one of the ones you're missing, eh?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of Africa, but I think one of the reasons is there's really not a lot of hands in Africa.
No, you're right there. That's my understanding. I've worked. I'm not sure if I've ever worked an African station. I've worked islands in the Indian Ocean. I've worked into the Middle East and of course in the Mediterranean, but not Africa in the Mediterranean, which is, I don't know. I guess I'm not trying hard enough.
Yeah, there's quite a few in South Africa. They're usually fairly easy to work, and there's a guy that's on Cape Verde. He's usually around quite a bit, and fairly easy to work. But other than that, I don't think there are any other countries that have many hands that are very regular.
Yeah, I lied. I have worked South Africa. I forgot about that. That was the one station, or maybe more than one, but they were both in. Anything I worked was in South Africa.
Yeah, the one I'm trying to work is St. Helena. There's a guy there that he's on every once in a while, but I think you have to do the cards for him because he's not on LOTW.
The one that's always been easy was Canary Islands.
Yeah, they're pretty easy.
Yeah, well, very good, Stan. Good to have you in there, and keep up the good work on that, working that DX for the challenge. It's Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo, and he's just north of Lebanon. Who else east?
Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo.
All right, you're singing in the barn, Richard. So,
What's going on?
I don't know, you're supposed to tell me. I'm just sitting here.
Well, I just got here, so I don't know anything except looking forward to field day next weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be there. Really am. It's good to get out. You know, I sit around home too much.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting that trailer set up and all the equipment with it, and get that thing rocking and rolling, and seeing what we can accomplish out of it. I've already made 2 contacts on 20 meters out of it on a screwdriver antenna on the back left corner of the trailer, which wasn't too shabby, I don't think, but no, I'm looking forward to putting that thing through its paces and see what it can do.
Oh, that'd be great. Which screwdriver were you guys using? Was it your somebody own, or is it at the county?
No, it's one that's permanently mounted to the back of the trailer. It belongs to the county. Of course, we take it off when we're transporting the trailer to anywhere, but it's one of the smaller screwdrivers.
The one by Yesu, or is it a different model?
I think it's the one by Yesu.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got one of those. In fact, I got 2 of them. And they do work very good, but they're just good 40 through, I think, 10. It might be 6, but it's at least 40 through 10.
Well, this one, I'm not sure how many bands it'll hit, but it's pretty broad bands, I think. And we've got 2 different antenna tuners hooked up to the system to where we can hit bands with it that one will hit certain bands and the other one will hit the other bands.
Right. Well, which radio are you using with it? Do you remember on the antenna tune? I mean, on the screwdriver.
It's the TS480 Kenwood.
So it's I can assure you. Well, it could be the Yesu antenna, but I doubt it because it's made this. You know, you can match it up. It doesn't even need a tuner when you hook it up to any like the 991 or the 857 or 897 or I think 847. Radios because the tuner is built into the radio to tune it.
Yeah, I think this one's got it built into it, but we've got 2 external tuners that we've got. In fact, it's already been mapped out what setting hits what band on that situation because we had a guy come in there and do a little cheating for us and help us figure out what was the best setting on that particular tuner to hit a particular band, and that's helping out a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you. Those screwdrivers can work very well. They are a compromise, but they're great for mobile use. They really are. I've worked all over the world on a mobile on a screwdriver, and It's a dandy system when it's working right, and the conditions are good. So, Richard, good to have you in there. That's Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo, and he's going to be at field day. At least that's his promise at this point, depending upon well, not depending on nothing unless it gets down to 0. Who else? East.
KB4 SFM.
Hope you're feeling better, Tom.
Well, I wish I would look better. Hey, I've got a complaint about the net.
What, takes too long to get to you?
No, I wish you would start out with your lollygaggers and not wait till the end of the net to see if there are any lollygaggers out there.
Well, that's the trouble is they're all I'd have to have the lollygagger net start at 7 and they'd show up at 8.
Probably so. Well, I just didn't want you to be cheating me out, treating the lollygaggers unfaithfully there. All right, 73, see you everyone. Enjoy the net. KB4 SFM.
Yeah, very good. That was Tom over in Martha, recovering from some creepy crud. He was feeling a little bit under the weather this week, but I think he's getting better. And that's Kilo Bravo 4 Sierra Foxtrot November. Who else, East? Hello, Earl. How are you doing making out today?
Pretty well. Kind of doing the old death walk, so to speak, today. But other than that, everything's kind of copacetic. I've seen Don's presentation of the shack.
Yeah, that was disgusting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I ain't never seen such a mess on the on the video.
Oh yeah, it's a horror. It's a freak show.
Anyway, I'm glad he had the courage to share and everything like that. It was fairly organized looking mess anyway. So, but, anyway, just howdy everyone out there on the net. Hope y'all have a good weekend. They're gonna stay warm and dry. 73, 4
Hey Earl, which antenna you on? Because you're a lot lower than you normally are. You were just barely bumping over S2 or S1, and sometimes down to nothing.
Well, I'm still on my Diamond X 300 over here. I believe, of course, I've been looking at this computer screen and pointing around, and yeah, playing over here, like we can blowing around that there.
I think it is because as you spoke then, you're bumping up to S3, and then they got a lot of hash in the signal, so something's going on in the conditions because you're normally a better signal than that. So, but anyway, good to have you in there, Earl. That was Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and Earl is in Noreen over there, just east of the Cedars of Lebanon Park. Who else? Where was I? East, please come in. We're going to move on then. Any late check-ins?
Kilo India 4 November Delta November.
You just were avoiding the in-between there, the purgatory of between late check-ins and, well, regular check-ins and lollygaggers. How you doing, David?
I'm doing all right. Did I understand that this is the freak show?
No, you didn't see. I sent out a notice about Don N4DJT, and he had a video just at his shack. He said he was highlighting what was in his shack, and he's got a very nice shack. And I said it's a freak show. It's too nice.
Oh, I got you, Baby Bob and the freak show. I understand, but I'm doing all right, Mr. Ball. Hope you are and everybody on the net. I'm on low power and just got in here late. Glad you're there.
Yeah, very good. You're bumping up against S3 on low power, and low power is what, 5 watts to you?
Yes, sir. Probably what, 3 watts out the top of the antenna.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine to me, but probably nobody else can hear you. No, you're doing fine. That was David. He's down in Reedyville. Good stretch on 5 watts. Kilo India 4 November Delta November. Who else? Anybody else late checking?
November 8, Papa Yankee.
Boy, you were just cutting it really close there, Rusty. Copying me, Rusty?
Oh yeah, I got you. I was just got some other things going on here. I was trying to figure out how I could wait long enough to be a lollygagger, though. I've always wanted to be a lollygagger.
Well, you just missed it by about 8 seconds.
Oh man, well, shit, I'll have to try to do better next time.
I'll let you do a late check-in after that if you want to. No, you're doing fine. How's it going with you?
I am doing wonderfully well. I tell you, after going through all the crud I went through over the holidays or right before the holidays, it's hard not to feel good. Keep the smile on my face anyway.
Did I hear you say your son was having the same issue, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, he actually had it rougher than I did. He had flu, pneumonia, a kidney stone. Then he started having some pain in his right shoulder, and it got so bad he went to the ER and they did some blood work, and there was a heart enzyme that was elevated, so they put him in and did a bunch of tests for his heart, blood clots, and things like that, and nothing ever came of it.
Wow, that's a long list for somebody who's. I gather he's not. I know he's not your age, but so he's got to be what, 20 years younger than you?
A little bit over that. He's 35.
Okay, yeah, I can barely remember that year.
Yeah, that was way in the rearview mirror for me.
Well, it's actually exactly half. It's half my age ago.
yeah, I'm with you. But anyway, I was a little late getting back home. Went over to the mother-in-law's to eat tonight, and a little late getting back in here. So, but I did want to give you a check-in, and I felt bad the last, I think, couple of weeks. You had maybe like 29 a few times, and I thought, man, if I'd just gotten in, he could have had 30.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's funny how we had. I forget now. We had 29 and 28, and I think we might have had another 29. And then the next week we were competing. I'm gonna have to get the Titans to change their schedule because we were competing against the Titans, and we had like 17 or something.
Oh yeah, I wondered about that because I was glued to the TV that night.
Oh, no big deal. You know the deal. It's people. This comes second if you're having fun with your family and enjoying what This isn't the only game in town to most people.
It is a lot of fun though, and I do enjoy it. But anyway, I'll let you get on with it, and good to talk to you again. And maybe I'll be able to run up here on the sideband with you.
All right, very good. We should be there shortly. Any other lates? That was Rusty, by the way. November 8th, Papa Yankee. Him and his son both overcoming another creeping crud flu and other ailments rolling into things like, man, I tell you, when I hear somebody's got a flu and then they goes to pneumonia, it's scary because that can be deadly. So that's why the flu shot's important, and taking care of yourself when you got the flu. Anyway, who else? Anybody else? We're moving into the lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, scanner listeners, SDR donglers, let's see, the end time, no, the preppers, and what else was there? The preppers, the end time survivalists, I guess. I probably left somebody out. Anyway, do we have any of those? And procrastinators got to check in tomorrow.
Hey, Paul, KR4AZ.
Are you going to be sure you want to be a lollygagger now?
I was going to tell you, I could train Rusty on how to be a lollygagger. I could give him a little OJT on that.
Yeah, it's easy. Just set your watch wrong, and you'll be all set.
Hey, I bypassed my antenna switches and everything, just going straight to the antenna. Well, without a little jumper there, coax jumper. How's that? Is that any better there?
Well, yeah, it's jumping up between 30 and 40 over. It's doing fine. It's just anything. It depends on how much, how loud, how close you are to the microphone. But yeah, no, your signal's great.
Okay, I didn't know if it proving out all these antenna switches I got in here. I was wondering. I thought, man, I got all kind of lost. So I said, well, I was gonna check it that way. Take them out of line. All right, buddy. Catch you later. And enjoy it tonight. KR4AZ.
Yeah, very good, Tim. We're moving on. Do we have any other late check-ins? Please come in. Very good. We're going to move on to the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. First off, we do have somebody, Scott is selling a gap antenna. It's a mono band, 20 meter vertical, 16 feet tall. It's got 3 radials, $90. No shipping. Just come pick it up. He's in Laverne, by the way. And then we got, he's also got an MFJ. It's a number 17754. It's a 40 and 20 meter dipole. It's 42 feet long. It's $45. And a homemade, tilted, terminated, folded dipole, a TTFD. I couldn't get the words. It's a 20 meter dipole. It's a homemade. It's 33 feet long, and it's $50 shipped. So you can either pick it up or whatever. But if anybody's interested in any of those things, anybody else got anything they want to sell? Anything anybody wants to buy? Does anybody got anything they want to give away? Does anybody got anything they want to steal? Yeah, midnight shopping, antenna shopping. That's what it is. Okay, we got that under control. Then we're going to move over to the 2 meter sideband net. That's 144.240. And I shall be there unless I hear a squawk out of somebody in the next 10 seconds or so. I'm going to move over there. All righty, moving over to the 144.240 upper sideband. See you there, K4P then. This is K4PW at the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 144.240. Please come now. Let's go. We'll start out again from the north. Anybody up north? Over to the west then. Please come now.
November 4, Delta, Juliet Tango, and Paul, next time you hear us chatting up here, feel free to jump in.
Oh yeah, no, I was just passing through. I was just messing with my controls. You know, because I've got this channelized. You know, I've got it set up as one of the saved frequencies, and I just said, "Hey, somebody's in there." And I didn't know the other fella, so I said, "Hey, somebody else is using this." I was going to throw them off.
Yeah, QS, feel free to pop in. I was with Carl and 2QB, so yeah, we can just come up here. We just like the sound on sideband better.
Oh yeah, no, I know Carl. Yeah, I know him. I know on the air I do. I was getting some interference on. I got an AM/FM radio here. I got interference on my signal. Anyway, all right, very good. That was Don over in Bon Aqua. Who else we got, West? Hey, conditions are pretty good. I'm hearing you real well tonight, Michael.
Great, I'm glad to hear that.
No, it sounds great. Who else? Of course, that's 2 X700 antennas in a row. I am going to start a 700 club. You do know that. Anyway, moving on. Who else we got, West? Please come in.
Whiskey 4, Alpha Whiskey Echo.
That's actually 4 700s in a row if you count me. We got you in there, John. Good signal. Who else, West? Going to the south. Please come down. I got you in there. You doing, how much power are you running down there, Rusty? That's what I thought, 5 watts. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Is everybody else hearing Don? Everybody else hearing Rusty?
Yes, but just barely. I can't hear him.
Okay, you're being heard up in northeast Nashville, Rusty, up in Belshire.
I can hear you, Rusty.
Well, I hope you can hear Rusty.
Okay. Check me in, KR4AZ.
KR4AZ, very good. Who else we got, Sal?
K1SPD, and the 700 club's already taken, I believe, Paul.
Yeah, we'll have to call it well, that'd be kind of funny. We call it the X700 Club, which sounds kind of awkward. Very good. We got K1SPD in Laverne. Who else we got south? Anybody else east?
Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu.
Yeah, your signal's actually better on sideband than it is on FM. Earl?
Well, I kind of wide opened up my output juice and turned up my audio. I don't know, it might have a little bit to do with it.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine. Is there anybody else east? Please come in. Anybody else late check-ins anywhere or any place? Please come in. Well, very good. We have good chance from everybody there, starting from the bottom or the top, whichever way you're looking at the plan. Here, I got Earl down there in Noreen, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and Scott in Laverne. Another good signal for both guys. That's K1 SPD and Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne, Scott. And then we had Tim, Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu. He's in Murfreesboro, and November 8th, Papa Yankee, not Yankee. November 8th, Papa Yankee. He's in Murfreesboro as well on 5 watts on that monster output on his QRP radio. And then we got Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo John over there in Bellevue, and Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Bellshire, and November 4 Delta Juliet Tango Don in Bon Aqua, and yours truly, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey here in the big mountain of Mount Juliet. Yeah, you got to come over and scale it sometimes. It's a real hard. It's almost as bad as El Capitan out there in the west in the national park. Anyway, that's all we got. You guys are welcome to stick around here, but for me, I'm going to go, and you guys have a good night. It was a good net on both sides. We had 25 on the FM net, and we had 8 here on the sideband net, so we're doing pretty good, I think. All right, have a good night, guys. K4PEW, closing on that.
Thank you, Paul. KR4AZ. I got 26 Paul.
Uh-oh.